Good evening all, welcome back to HQSTU's home for beautiful BMWs. This is just a quick update on the recent painting I've been doing on this e38 740 Motorsport. I have just repainted myself the rear bumper and the top of the right rear door there. Looks okay in the sunshine. There's a little bit of orange peel here and there. But it's not too bad. I might wet sand it at some point and flatten it off a bit more. I've also taken the black side mouldings off on the middle of the doors, and given them a good clean up, a bit of fill here and there, and painted them bumper black. So that's looking a lot better too. It's quite dirty in behind there, so a good chance to get into that. So pretty pleased with the result on the bumper and the door. I had previously done some other touch-ups around the car, so it's looking pretty straight now, and it'll time me over until such time I think about giving it a full paint, because there are other areas that probably don't show on camera that a bit suboptimal. Next up on the paint, I think I will do the front bumper, because it's aged. It's got a few things going on, lots of little stone chips. I mean, it still looks okay, but that might be next. And in addition to that, I'll be doing the wheels. I'll be getting the wheels refurbished by the professionals, so they'll put it on a lathe and machine that lip, fix all that up and clear coat that outer lip. In terms of how I did the paint, let's mosey on inside, have a quick look at some of the things I used. So I've got a compressor, a sander, rotary sander, spray gun and kit. I've got primer, 2K primer, I've got single K primer in cans, and I've got colour, it's the Byrit's blue. So I start off, I knock it back dry with this air powered sander to get the existing paint and any aberrations fully cleared away. And then I usually take to a bit of wet sanding, wet and dry, various grades depending on what I've got to do to flatten it off and get it ready for primer. I have to do a bit of filling here and there if required of any little supermarket dings and so forth. And then I'm into priming. If it's just a small area, I might just be lazy and just use a can primer. As long as you let that fully cure and dry before you proceed, it's okay to use. Otherwise, go to a 2K primer, which is probably preferable. I haven't yet as myself done that, but I should. But anyway, on the bumper out there, there wasn't too much wrong in terms of the surface, so I just did a couple of coats of primer on that and knocked that back, and it was fine to proceed. And then I hit it with colour, and here's my gun. It's a Iwata, or however you pronounce it, W400, and I use the Smart cup paint system, where they have these disposable cup that goes in there. You do your measuring, and then you put that on, and then you put a lid on the thing. And here's what I was using before, so that just goes in there like that. That screws up, and then onto your gun with that adapter in your way. So it's pretty neat, saves a lot of cleanup and hassle. So yeah, that's my brief painting lesson. I put a few coats of colour on, and then I use a 2K clear coat, this brand here, with a high solids hardener, a bit of thinner as well. And the clear coat is actually one of the more difficult things to do, and I haven't really solved how to avoid orange peel. I did fluke it on another bumper I did on an E39 once. I did a brilliant job on that, and I have no idea how, but maybe it's something to do with the atmospheric conditions, temperature, humidity, or the speed that you're spraying, or the distance you're spraying from the surface. I take my hat off to painters, and it's the type of thing that you need to be doing all the time to get good at it. I'm very much a part-timer, so I'm a bit hit and miss with my results, but I get there in the end, and the beauty of it, you can always wet sand it afterwards. Like the top of this passenger's door here, I did a few months ago, and it's a little bit orange peely, but I'm living with it. But yeah, I could wet sand that with say 1500, 2000 grit and buff it up. I have done a bit of buffing and cutting around the car to solve a few clear coat aberrations, so that seems to have worked well. And I've also just replaced the lower trim on these doors. These trims often get broken at the back of the door because they get opened onto a wall, and that bottom of the door seems to hit stuff, so often broken. So I bought a couple of new ones of those. I painted it up, and it's on the car. So also did that chrome, oh not the chrome, that grille insert, did that. And I've done a bit of cutting and polishing along the side of the car. So that's a quick update on the 740. See you again soon.